My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. Today is February 2nd, 2022. It is 11:39 a.m. I've done today's video already. I've edited and I have some time. And I'm coming back to this tweet that Omid, that I bookmarked and shared on my this morning video. And he put a link of this tackling online abuse, some petition that is being that was written. And now that I have the time, I wanted to read it. So while I'm gonna read it, I decided to record and share it with you. So on this morning video, I did not read it, but I put the link of this what is it, House of Commons Petition Committee, this thing. I put the link in the description, so let's go and check it out. So all right, so there it is. I will also put the link in the description. All right, how can the government finally tackle online abuse? We investigated solution to help keep users safe online by MP on the House of Commons Petition Committee. It was published yesterday, published 1 February 2022. Okay. The dark side of social media. Social media enables us to connect and communicate with other people. However, according to the TV personality and campaigner Bobby Norris, social media also has, quote, a very dark side, end quote, namely the abuse that many people receive on these platforms. Bobby started a petition on the issue, and this prompted our inquiry into tackling online abuse. And let's just, I just want to insert my little opinion here. Based on some of the things that I've seen and a minor research, not professionally made, is that the way the tabloid have started is due to hatred of minority, black people in particular, to be more specific, who they did not feel like they want them to be to improve in their social class. More specific, they did not want them to be in the social class of the monarchy. Okay, so now that we're in this new phase of digital tabloid kind of thing, so they have moved that same kind of tactic, the paper version, newspapers and things like that, they move it to the social media era, to the platform. So it's the same thing but in a different form. Okay, so they upgrade themselves, and I have a video when I first came across it and I decided to share it with you. All right, so let's continue. Official research found that over a 4-year week period, 13% of users experienced trolling. Tell me about it. What about Meghan Markle? Okay, Duchess of Sussex. 10% offensive or upsetting language, and 9% hate speech or speech encouraging violence. Okay, abuse affects people differently, but we heard it can impact the mental health of those who receive it and make them feel less willing to able to speak freely online. And we have this play out with Duchess of Sussex. When she spoke about it, she said she had the there's certain percentage how much they research about her, and majority of the things are said, are false. And when she said she had ideation of suicidal ideation, what did they do? Especially in Britain, they mock her. They didn't even. Well, you guys are over there, you know more about this than I do. Okay, I'm just a second hand of what I've heard. All right, so it's no surprise. All right, Abuse affects people differently, but we heard it can impact mental health of those who receive it and make them feel less willing to be able to speak freely online. Some group of people are particularly at risk: disabled people, LGBT and people, LGBT people, people from minority ethnic backgrounds, and women are all more likely to be targeted for abuse. Children can also be especially vulnerable to harm from material they see online. Research has found that 70% of lesbian, gay, and bisexual adults have encountered online harassment compared to about 40% of straight adults. As I'm reading this one in particular that I read, I believe there was an MP who had experienced that. Somebody outed him. Okay, I forgot his name. I read it a while back. All right, so my goodness, but let's continue. One study found 1 in 10 posts mentioned black women was abusive or problematic, compared to 1 in 15 posts mentioning white women. What was it? This morning I saw a video of a black Brit who was arrested by a cop, and then they stripped her and put her on the cell for a certain amount of time naked. I mean, even though they pay her for the things that they done to her, but still, what are they gonna do about that? If there's no punishment, I mean, you could easily see this happening again. Okay, a report by the Petition Committee in 2019 highlighted the failure of social media companies to tackle online abuse, and particular abuse aimed at disabled people. Since then, many companies have developed new technologies and tools to help keep people safe on their platform, yet we heard that progress in making online spaces less toxic has been limited. I'm thinking of Twitter. All right, how many times people have, let's say, Buzia and some of the squad have reported abuse? They just turn a blind eye. Okay, we spoke to campaigners who told us companies are still choosing to prioritize user engagement over user safety. Okay, how can government and social media platforms address online abuse? One, the online safety bill. Okay, we examine a proposed new law, the online safety bill that the government is planning to introduce. The government has said this new law will help to tackle online abuse. The bill will place legal duties on social media and other online platforms that allow UK users to post content such as comments, images, or videos, or to talk to others via messaging or forums. These will include requiring them to take steps to protect their users' safety. Under the bill, platforms will have to identify whether they are hosting any content which is illegal or risk harming people. If they are, they will have to take action, including removing illegal content. Platforms will also be required to protect users' freedom of expression. Platforms could face fine if they don't meet their new responsibilities. The measures expected to be included in the bill will force social media platforms to take strong action against content that is illegal or might harm children. But we also want the bill to set a clear standard protection that adult users can expect online against abuse that is not illegal but is still potentially harmful to them. All right, we believe that the bill should encourage social media companies to consider changing how their platform work and the function and option available to their users to reduce the risk of abuse being posted or shared in the first place. The bill should also require them to prioritize tackling abuse aimed at those groups of users most likely to face abuse online. I mean, this and everybody could benefit from it. All right. 2, what about changes to criminal law? To help us consider when abusive behavior online should be criminalized, we heard from representative of the Law Commission. This is the body that keeps the law of England and Wales under review and recommend. As I'm read this of review, I'm thinking where one of those newspapers who review how newspapers do their things, if they should face fine, where Harry had complained to them. They have a name. Is it IPSO? I think it is. Harry had complained to them. What did they do? they claim that they didn't do anything wrong. The newspapers did not do anything wrong. And then from this point on, Harry, what he does, he just called those newspapers to court. And this is what's happening with his wife. Have done the same and won. And I believe Harry's part is still going on, and they want to settle. I don't think Harry wants to settle. So if we're having commission who's supposed to who oversees those kind of things, they should stick to it. So I don't know, the law should sort of tackle those organizations or areas that oversees, let's say, the newspapers or other things that who's doing bad things. They should look into them and make sure everybody's following the law. As I'm saying that, I'm thinking even the prime minister is breaking his own law. Oh my God, oh my God, this is all messed up. But let me finish with this. This is the body that keeps the law of England and Wales under review and recommends reform where it is needed. They told us that people can already be prosecuted for sending abuse online. Okay, so I'm thinking of Brazil right now. Okay, the current laws focus on whether a communication is indecent or grossly offensive. They told us that these definitions are too vague and should be reformed. Okay, we have an idea. Maybe, what is it? Brazil is planning on suing somebody because they're saying something about him and his daughter. Okay, the Law Commission has recommended new offenses that will make online abuse illegal. In some cases, these include 1. A harm-based offense, which will criminalize communication, quote, likely to cause harm to a likely audience, end quote. The Commission defined harms as, quote, psychological harm amounting at least to serious distress, end quote. 2. Threatening communication offenses, which will criminalize communication that convey, quote, a threat of serious harm, end quote, such as grievous bodily harm or rape. Okay, some experts suggested to us that these proposed new offenses will be more effective than existing laws. We heard they more likely covered some form of violence against women and girls committed online and could allow some cases of online abuse to be punished more severely. We were also told they were more compatible with the right to free speech online. Okay, the government has indicated that it will consider introducing these new offenses. We believe that if these new offenses become law, the government should review them within the first 2 years. This review should investigate how well the new offenses hold people accountable for their behavior online and whether they are interfering too much with people's freedom of speech. Okay, but changes to criminal offenses will have little impact if the police can't enforce the law. Many of the experts we heard from suggested the police don't have the resources they need to effectively investigate online abuse and trace the people responsible for it. We think the government should scale up the police's capacity to do this work. Okay, 3. Okay, I'm in 3. Let me see how long it is because I don't want to make like an okay. I don't want to make like an hour kind of thing. All right, we should verify people's online identities. A big question we encountered was whether people should have to provide an identification document ID to use social media. Interesting. Bobby Norris and Katie Price both suggested that people should have to provide some form of ID like a passport or driver license to start an account. Interesting. Okay, they argued this will help prevent people who have been banned from the platform from setting up a new account within minutes. As we heard, they can currently. It will also ensure the police could easily trace people posting potentially illegal abuse. We received mixed responses to this idea. Secondary school students we spoke to saw that it could prevent people managing to set up fake or new accounts, but they raised concern about data privacy and the risk of identity theft. My goodness. It's like you solve one problem and another one created. That is true. All right, we heard that marginalized groups such as the LGBT community and undocumented migrants may be less willing or unable to provide ID for safety reasons. Rather than making ID verification compulsory, some of the experts we spoke to suggest requiring social media platform to give all users the option to verify their identity on a voluntary basis and block interaction with unverified account. We saw this as a helpful tool that people could use to give themselves extra protection from abuse. I'm sure somebody's gonna come up with something. Okay, what do young people think? For this inquiry, we heard the views of secondary school students and especially organized sessions held in school across the UK. Many young people have grown up using social media, and we wanted to hear students' ideas and insight on how the problem online abuse might be addressed. Students told us they thought the government and social media companies need to do much more to tackle online abuse. Their ideas for how this could be done included: social media companies should look into something that's being reported and have 3 strikes and then have their accounts blocked. I mean, we have Twitter, for instance, who've done that, black people, and then what happened? They come back again. All right. Next one, a solution could be that social media companies warn you before you post something that AI thinks might be offensive. Okay. People who aren't your friend on social media shouldn't be able to add you to a group chat. Okay. I very rarely I'm in a group's chat, but I don't know about that. Okay, if someone has been found guilty of committing online abuse, social media companies should ban their whole device. This will prevent the person from using the same device to open another account. Instead of automated removal of posts, have filter system for offensive and rude comments or words. This needs to be a manual system to check to see context. Posts need to be able to be appealed. Okay, some of the key recommendations in our reports are: 1. Social media companies should face fine if they cannot demonstrate that they are successfully preventing people who have been banned from the platform for abusive behavior from setting up new accounts. 2. Social media users should have the option to link their account to a form of verified ID on a voluntary basis and block interaction with unverified users. This will help tackle abuse posted from anonymous or throwaway accounts. 3. The government's online safety bill should require social media companies to take steps to protect adult users from the risk of facing abuse on their platform, which should include but not limited to enforcing their own rules on acceptable content. The online safety bill should also require social media platforms to address abuse and hate speech aimed at people on the basis of characteristics, including their race, sexuality, gender, or disability, as a priority. This is appropriate because of the greater level of abuse aimed at these groups. 5. The government should re-examine whether the police have the resources they need to effectively investigate and enforce laws online abuse, including being able to trace users who post abuse anonymously. You can read all the recommendations we made in full report. Alright, so I'm not going to read anymore, but what happened next? Okay, what happened next? Let's see this. Okay, the government must now respond to our report. Okay, our report tracking online abuse was published in 1st February 2022. Detailing information from our inquiry can be found on our website. I'll click onto this and put the links in the description for you guys. If you're interested in our work, you can find out more on the petition website. You can also follow our work on Twitter. The petition committee is set up by the House Commons to look at e-petition submitted on Petition Parliament UK and public paper petition presented by the House of Commons. Alright, so I saw it this morning, but I was in a rush to pretty much do all of my the tweets that I bookmarked, and I had some time now and I wanted to look at it. So while I was looking at it, I decided to record it and share it with you. So let me know what you think. I guess the only thing I could say for myself, it's better than nothing. Okay, I'm not opposed it, and I'm not against it or for it, and I need to, I guess, process it a little bit more. If I was more like a tech person, or I was into all of those crazy stuff that those people are doing, maybe I have a stronger opinion, but it's better than nothing. We've seen the amount of nonsense that's been going online, so anything is better than nothing. And yeah, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. And if you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate. Thank you.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness, and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.